Previously on Profit, Wayne Grisham is dead. He was a junior vice president of acquisitions at Grayson & Grayson Incorporated, where I happen to work. I want to be president of acquisitions. Jack Walter's job.
You remember Wayne Gresham?
I never met him.
Died of a heart attack. You took his job. Oh, by the way, I spoke with Chaz about your promotion. We're gonna have to put a hold on that for the time being. But you should know, Jim, I got my eye on you.
You can't run from me, son of a bitch.
Boy sets fire to father.
Oklahoma. Last night, Jack and Joanne caught a red-eye to Tulsa. Jack's my boss. Joanne is head of security. And they lied to all of us about where they were going. It's too bad, really. I guess they just don't trust me.
Didn't have to come all the way to Oklahoma. We do have faxes.
How do you do?
Well, we wanted to meet face to face with someone who actually knew him.
Can you identify this man as Jimmy Stokowski?
Well, he was 15 when he took off. You know, he had long hair. Something in the eyes looked similar, but I couldn't swear to it.
You told us his father's idea of child care was a big moving box. Did you actually see this box?
Oh, yeah, back when I was still sheriff. One day, I come out to tell old man Stokowski to pay his property tax or he's going to jail. Arnold, you home? I looked around. Nobody was home. First thing that hit was the smell. Worse than a slaughterhouse. Only life in the whole house was that TV. That's where the smell was worse. That's where I found the boy, alone in that box full of stinking food and his own mess. I'll never forget seeing that child, that look in his eyes. Wasn't sad, wasn't scared, just looking. I took the boy to Child Services and then turned Stokowski in.
What'd they do?
Give him a parenting class, and they give him Jimmy back. Big mistake. 12 years later, he burned the place down with his father in it.
Do you have a picture of this box?
Oh, Lordy. Yeah, somewhere. Well, come on in, and we'll see if we can't find it.
Privacy. It's the one thing I value above everything else. Going to Oklahoma, I might overlook. But Jack didn't stop there. He's been running retrieval programs on my deleted files at work. My files are spotless, of course, but what he wants, what his suspicions demand, is something truly incriminating. Well, isn't it my job to give the boss what he wants?
Those discs are for my eyes only.
Can you help me get Jimmy Stokowski's
I want a
birth
messenger to my
certificate?
house.
But you won't find it, or his fingerprints. I went looking after the fire. Those files disappeared. I know I got those pictures here somewhere.
I gotta go home.
We just got here.
I know, but I was finally able to retrieve all of Prophet's deleted files. Everything he's done since he's been in the company.
It could take a day or two, but I'll find those pictures.
Thanks for all the help.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Why are you so anxious to see the box?
I want to know how Prophet first saw the world.
Jack told everyone he was going to a products conference in Denver. Joanne called in sick. Naturally, neither one mentioned Oklahoma at the office. Or at home.
Hi, hon. Welcome home.
Orange chicken and wild rice. What did I do to deserve this?
You came home safely.
Did a package come for me?
Yeah, it's right over there.
In light of Jack's past marital problems, i.e. his affair with Joanne, I have to wonder if he told Elizabeth where he was, and more importantly, who he was with.
How was the conference?
Oh, great. I just have one thing to finish up here.
Chaz has asked me to oversee the new art for the office. You remember Chaz, my cousin, your CEO?
What's that?
Ah, I see. So if it's work-related, you'll listen.
I'm sorry, honey. I really missed you, and I am so glad to be home.
I hope so. I'll get it. Hey, take off your coat. Stay a while. Hello?
Good evening. Andy Morris with Smart Assets. We noticed your gold card was used out of state recently. This is just a random check to make sure it wasn't stolen.
No, my husband was on a trip. He's back in town now.
Okay.
It's a credit card
Andy.
company.
Just a few charges in Tulsa. A motel.
He wasn't in Tulsa. He was in Denver to,
This is Jack Walters. I was in Oklahoma.
Okie dokie. So there's no problem.
No, there's no problem with the card.
Thank you.
What's going on?
Marriage has its high points, low points, and sometimes its breaking points.
Look, I had to keep it a secret at the office. It was wrong not to tell you, but I didn't want to hurt you.
How could you do this?
What?
With her.
We had separate rooms.
In Denver or Tulsa?
I told you I was never in Denver.
After you lied and told me you were.
Elizabeth, listen to me. I am not having an affair with Joanne. I am trying to get rid of Jim Profit. Now, forget the fact that he tried to destroy me and take my job. He killed his father right under our noses, and he got away with it.
So you're telling me your new junior VP is a psychopath?
Yes.
Jack, if you want to sleep with Joanne, be my guest. But don't insult my intelligence.
All right, I'll prove it to you. I will prove it to you.
Nora Grayson. Her husband is VP of Acquisitions. Her brother-in-law, CEO. Smile.
Nora.
Hi.
Hi.
Don't worry, I'm not stalking you. Yet.
Something wrong?
Everything. Since we... Well, what would you call what we did? A non-affair?
Friendship.
I keep thinking I'd feel better if you would just hold me for a moment. It's so difficult.
I know.
Well, just tell me that you feel as rotten as I do.
I don't. I feel worse. If you care about me, you can help both of us by doing the right thing.
I wouldn't count on me for that kind of help.
Một, hai, xong. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10。係啊，呢個係一個非常好嘅國家，讀書都係機會。
Vitamins? I didn't know you spoke Japanese.
It's Chinese. Spent my junior year in Hong Kong. It's the language of the future, Gail.
Your tea.
Ngoy means thank you.
Registered mail till you care of me like the others?
Exactly.
We're not documenting anything that'll hurt me, are we?
No, Gail. It's just a precaution. Unfortunately, not everyone is as trustworthy as you are.
International Investments. This is Richard Hale.
Richard, Jim Profit. We still on for Thursday at 5 o'clock? See you then.
So many traps to set. Richard Hale, Joanne, and Jack.
Joanne, we got him.
Actually, I've got you, Jack. The files I fed you outline the Hong Kong labs deal I worked on with Wayne Grisham and a poison they make called diaphrine. It's so lethal, 2 drops replicate a heart attack, and it's so hard to trace, any terrorist would pay 6 figures to get it. It all seems to fit. I stole the poison, sold it on the black market, and killed Wayne. So what do you do now, Jack? You send Joanne back where it all started, Hong Kong labs.
Our senior management is still in Hong Kong, but we moved our physical plant to the States in '93. In anticipation of the communist takeover, and you took us over last year.
I hope we're better than the communists.
Yeah, you certainly dress better. So what brings the head of corporate security down to my little domain?
Diaphrine. What can you tell me about it?
We developed it as a cancer drug, did wonders on tumors with one small side effect. It gave every lab rat a massive heart attack.
Why didn't you discontinue?
Well, there's still a market for it. Government research labs.
That and the occasional killing in the Middle East.
That wasn't our stock. We accounted for every drop. Let me show you. You can touch them, they're empty. The diaphrine is kept under lock and key in numbered vials. Each one has to be accounted for.
So how do you account for the vials that were lost during our merger?
Well, they weren't lost. There was an inventory mistake that made it look like we had more than we did.
Oh, an inventory mistake.
Look, your people did the inventory, your people made the mistake. If someone got their hands on that poison, I feel terrible. But you shouldn't be talking to me. You should be talking to your head bean counter. He was here for weeks, the inventory was his, and so was the final okay.
Do you remember his name?
Of course. Jim Profit.
Did you find anything?
How well do you know Wayne's widow?
Pretty well.
Good. You get to have the chat about exhuming his body to look for traces of diaphrine.
You connected Profit to the poison.
Oh, yeah, big time. See you later.
Mr. Chang, for you again. Boss in Hong Kong twice in one day. We must be moving up in the world.
喂，我係 Alex Yee。
件事進行成點啊？
好嘢啊！我已經談你過，我祝你喪拉晒 Jim Profit。
做得好，余先生。
下次你再嚟，希望再見到你。
係啊，呢個係一個非常好機會㗎，到處都係機會。
Oh, I don't think I'll be back at the office tonight, Gail.
I'm glad to see you knocking off before 9 for once. You should get out and socialize more often.
You know, you're right. It's good to meet new people. Death frightens most of us, but a coroner works with it every day. He's got to eat lunch, talk to his wife, and celebrate birthdays, surrounded by dead people. But when his friends on the day shift send him a live birthday present, well, he takes a few moments out of his busy schedule to enjoy it. The irony here is that Wayne Grisham, a worrier and a workaholic, really did die of a heart attack, as this autopsy would have shown. But how do you catch a murderer without a victim? You create one by adding traces of diaphrine to Wayne's tissue samples. Poor Wayne. I wonder if he understood what's so obvious to our friendly coroner, Mo. Life's short.